Recording now. So yeah, we're here at centralamerica.com speaking to Rob Stirr, better known as the Sausage Guy. For anyone on Facebook or knows any foodies in Costa Rica, he's been basically making artisanal sausages for the community of Costa Rica and driving around the whole country, delivering them to people, and people are loving it. So welcome, Rob. It's good to speak to you.
Good to speak to you, James.
So yeah, let's start. Tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me where you're from and what brought you to Costa Rica.
Well, from Canada, just outside of Toronto, about an hour, a place called Peterborough. My wife actually wanted to come here. It was always her dream to come to Costa Rica. So we had never been here, even on a vacation. And I have a cousin who lives down in the southern zone, Ohechel.
Right.
So we had talked back and forth, and we just came down sight unseen and absolutely fell in love with the country.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's easy. I mean, that's how I turned up here myself. I was 20 years ago, but I'd never been here before, and just showed up.
2.5 years for us.
Yeah. And ended up staying. So it's easy to happen. So you basically, you had a little bit of insider knowledge from your cousin, probably told you enough to whet your appetite, and you came down and it stuck with you.
More or less, yeah. I mean, we had traveled a lot, and my old job took me all over North America for a period around, China, Mongolia, wherever, lots of places.
Right.
So it wasn't a big, it wasn't a scary thing to move.
Yeah.
We've traveled so much. It just, if it didn't work out, we'd go back.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So my cousin had said the one big thing is learn patience. Best advice I've got.
Absolutely. So,
yeah.
And whereabouts do you live now in Costa Rica?
We're near Flamingo, which is about a half hour from Tamarindo.
Yeah.
Again, my cousin's idea. We started off in Coco.
Yeah.
And at the time when we first came, I was commuting back and forth to Canada, still working. So very convenient to the Liberia airport.
Yeah, Coco's 20 minutes or so, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and my cousin said, you're better to start there where it's like Costa Rica light.
Right.
It's not like you're down in the Osa, let's say.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect place to start. And if we didn't, there wouldn't have been a Sausage Guy.
Right. That's where the whole sausage thing was born in Coco then.
Exactly.
Right. So how did that happen then?
I don't know if you're a sausage fan, but
I'm English. I certainly love my bangers. I tell you that.
Well, I make authentic bangers too. So.
Oh man.
We couldn't get a good Italian sausage.
Right.
That's just what it boiled down to being. So, as I was going back and forth, I said to my wife, "I'm going to bring back a grinder." I used to make them at home for us, and we'll just have sausage again.
So making sausages was a hobby of yours previously back in Canada?
A small one. I mean, we would make it maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Right.
And maybe you'd make, I don't even know if we would make 5 kilos at a time then. Just enough to have.
Yeah, just for yourself, stick some in the freezer and
exactly.
That way. So how did it work in Costa Rica? Like from a lack of Italian sausages and making your own to that turning into a business? Was it kind of like a gradual thing? Like someone said, "Oh yeah, could I have some of that? Could you hook me up here?" And went on like that, or
we were in a condo complex,
right?
And when I made it, I know they're pretty good. So I would give some to other people that lived in the condo, and they ate it, and they said, you should do the Sunday Feria, which was the street behind us in cocoa.
Yeah.
So I went and started doing the Feria, and bit by bit, it just got more and more. At the time, I only made Italian sweet, mild, medium, and hot. And then
Right.
I started with the breakfast patty. But, cocoa's very condensed. There's a lot of condominiums.
Yeah.
So a lot of people cook at home. And the same thing came out of everybody's mouth, that there's no good sausage here. A tico chorizo, it
Yeah.
can be okay, but it's generally not somebody's favorite thing that's from North America.
It's sausage and cheese, really, isn't it? I mean, there's
it's different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still, cheese has gotten better as well. You're finding some artisan cheeses around and so on. But like a good, really strong cheddar or something like that, man, it's like difficult to difficult to find, and,
especially at a reasonable price.
Oh God, yeah. That's the other thing. And when you can find it, you need a second mortgage out to buy the thing. But,
just about.
But yeah, I mean, but at the same time, so yeah, I've thought as well. There's the kind of savory sort of meats and sausages and stuff like that. You don't find, and that's what I mean. Like Nell raved about you for that reason. She's the biggest foodie I know in Costa Rica.
She's up there for sure.
Absolutely. Yep. So, so it just worked from there, and then you moved, and then you just carried it on, moved down to like Flamingo, the trail area.
We were there. We came down August of 18.
Right.
And I probably started doing the first feria, I would say maybe February. And then, it got pretty good, and then you start meeting people. So then there was a guy that would do that one, and he ran the Flamingo market on Monday night. So I went to that. Then, I thought I knew who ran the Thursday night market in Tamarindo, which is, it was the big one. But you're trying to get your spot. You're new. Yeah. But I managed to get in, and over slow season, you went and you put your time in, but it worked out because once high season started coming back around, you had your spot and whatever. So then it went, I was doing 7 of them anyhow.
Yeah.
And everything, had a nice loyal following, and expanded the products. And then COVID hit.
Right. And
then there was no more ferias.
Yeah.
So I remember distinctly being there's a night market there was in Playa Grande.
Yeah.
And I remember getting a notification on my phone saying the NBA canceled the season.
Right.
So you kind of knew that it was going to be bad.
Yeah.
And then all the markets shut down, So that led to, we were selling a reasonable amount, but the feedback was incredible. So I talked to Nell, and I asked Nell if I could advertise on the Cooking in Costa Rica site.
Yeah.
Which she said, we don't typically allow it, but under the circumstances, plus you're delivering it to the house, you go ahead. And then it just went crazy.
Just from that. Yeah. I mean, there's a good few thousand people on that site, aren't there? And so,
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you'd basically, like, just outside of the, before with the fairs, and once the fairs stopped, you just started doing some social media advertising just in and around Guanacaste, because it's kind of just interesting how it spread down to, how you come down here and go over to the Caribbean and go over to, it's just
it's the incredible thing to me is it's all been word of mouth.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook page that my daughter set up. She kind of sort of goes on it. I try to, but it's so busy.
Finding the time,
It could be a lot better, and it will be a lot better eventually.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Now that's a thing with, you know, like with social media management and this and that, because most of your time, I'm guessing, you're either making sausages or delivering them now, yeah?
Pretty much.
And so where do you find the time to keep up to date with your with your social media? I completely get that.
Yeah. So thank God for, you know, and I definitely owe Nell a debt of gratitude, because if she wouldn't have said yes, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Not to this extent, and not this quick either, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's turned into like, I'm guessing it's turned into like a full-time thing now, yeah?
Oh, no question.
That's, you know,
no question. It's like my wife says, you know, you live and breathe sausages 24/7. Well, I don't, but it takes up a lot of time.
Right. And was that something you'd bargained for at all?
Not at all. Not at all. No.
Right. Yeah.
You know, when we came down, we always thought, you know, it'd be nice to do something here.
Yeah.
But it certainly wasn't this.
Right. Yeah.
And it's very nichey.
Absolutely.
Because everything is geared. It's not it's hard to say, but I make 17 different kinds.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's an English banger. It's a South African boerewors. Everything's geared towards expats.
Yeah.
And there's ticos that buy it too, but they don't know it. They've never been exposed to it.
Yeah.
But when you give a pack or you give a sample to somebody and they try it, it's like, wow.
And then you've got them hooked.
Exactly. So and I don't want to say hooked necessarily, but they've never tasted something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love to experiment with all kinds of different foods.
Yeah.
So in that respect, it's sort of similar for them to try, you know, sausages from technically different parts of the world.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, do you also, have you started like expanding, selling to businesses as well, and hotels and things, or?
Right now we're in the process of getting everything set up with Synasys.
Not that, of course, you know, I mean, like, you know, I mean, with the tourist situation, many hotels aren't really around so much anymore, or.
True.
But on the other side of this, you'll be set up with all them, I'm guessing.
There's a lot of interest. So we've taken a commercial unit now, which I never dreamed in a million years we'd be doing. I am certain we will hire 3 local people.
Right.
Just because then you can focus on everything else.
Yeah.
The down the road goal is to have, I don't know how many, but certainly 5 or 6 of the sausages actually registered, so they can, you know, I'd love to see the sausages in Auto Mercado.
Right. Yeah.
You know, that would be wonderful. To go from the ferry to that.
Well, you know, I mean, that does happen. I mean, I mean, I've seen that with some of the artisanal, you know, the craft beer guys. You know,
absolutely.
Here in Costa Rica, they've started something, and you know, like selling just through local bars and so on in San Jose, and then you find it in, you know, then they make some kind of deal with Automercado. So I mean, that's certainly feasible, you know, for you guys.
I totally believe so. Totally.
You know, and at that point you'll be, you know, you'll be a going concern, I guess, you know, and you'll have you know, all the sorts of the good worries to deal with along that entails. Hello. Hello. So that's
My screen froze. My cursor or my mouse wouldn't work, so I just had to force the shutdown and restart. So
I was wondering if someone's internet went down, my end or your end, from
no, that seemed fine. It just my
yeah.
computer made a funny noise and it was just frozen.
Oh right, oh, yeah, because your image froze on my screen as well.
And yours did on mine.
Right, yeah. Oh well, that's that's call that progress.
Pura
Life,
vida.
pura vida. Pandemic life, like
Absolutely.
doing all these things like this nowadays instead of
Yep.
like sitting in front of each other with a beer or whatever.
Exactly.
But so yeah, we're basically talking about who's really your customer base and so on, and who's buying your sausages and that transition that you might be making, to selling to businesses and one day and automercado or something like that. Hello. So yep, here we are back again. So welcome to Costa Rica, I guess. This kind of
Yep.
I don't know what happened that like sometimes here in Costa Rica the internet can go down, or gremlins can get into computers, or this and that, and so doing Zoom meets in this country, Zoom meets, podcasts, whatever, can be challenging sometimes. But it's good to have you back on board. We were just really talking before about who you've been selling to, and hopes of getting, advancing to supermarkets like Walmart, and not Walmart, I should say, automercado, and so on.
Maybe Walmart. Who knows?
Yeah, why not, man? If they're ready to do that, then fair enough.
It's it's somewhat, for me, it's somewhat humbling. I mean, it's I love doing it. I love meeting the people, talking to the people. The satisfaction is them coming back to me and saying, it is so good. It doesn't happen every time, but when it does, it's a really gratifying feeling.
Yeah.
So now, who knows where it's going to lead to? I think the possibilities are potentially pretty good. Definitely.
You mentioned earlier on that you're going to be you're planning on hiring some local help. I mean, do you hire anyone anyway at the moment, or is it just really yourself?
No, there's two people that help me.
Right.
I couldn't do it right now by myself. I mean, I'm 57. It takes a long time to make it. I'm finicky. Nothing goes in the sausage that I wouldn't eat.
Right.
But we're also
that's what makes them such good sausages, then, isn't it? I mean, your quality control.
Everything's measured. I don't like an overly salty sausage. I certainly don't like a super fatty sausage.
Right.
So each one's got its own percentage of fat. I mean, it's weighed. It's exact. So, but anyhow, we're probably making about 200 kilos a week right now.
Wow.
It's a lot of sausage.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it by myself. You could, but you could never. You just have a stockpile of sausage. You wouldn't be able to go deliver it. And the fun part is delivering it and meeting everybody and seeing this beautiful country, places that you would never have gone to if it wasn't for, this person lives down that road, and it happens every single trip.
Yeah, you just see.
It's amazing.
Love it. It's interesting kind of like how that works, because I mean, like, I remember we were talking last week, and you were going, you were heading, like way down south, so I mean, you're not gonna go all the way down there just for 1 kilo sausages, I'm presuming.
No. But I did when we first started doing it. My wife would come with me. Her name is Joanne.
Yeah.
She comes with me all the time. Not all the time, but 50% of the time for sure.
Make a bit of a vacation out of it, Or...
Well, partially, but
yeah.
Before it was much easier. Now it's no, go. We got to get home, whatever.
Right.
So that's why she tends to stay behind a little bit now, because it's becoming a full-fledged, legitimate business that you need to manage it.
Yeah.
It's not just making the stuff and.
I mean, at some point, yeah, as you get big, there's going to be, like more admins going to come in and so on, and all of that. It's not just a hobby anymore.
Right, and that was I won't say it was a point of contention for us, but we came here to enjoy the country. This has enabled us to enjoy it in a slightly different way than what we had envisioned, as far as going to see everything. But it's been, like I said before, it's just been incredible. And I can't think of a better way to meet people than with food.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's such
it's the bond that ties everybody.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that don't like sausages. There's a lot of vegans. I'm constantly being asked to make a vegan sausage.
Would you
maybe
do that?
One day.
Yeah.
Maybe. I wouldn't say no, but it's pretty far down the list.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's if what I'm hearing from, really, I mean, like the sausages you make are sausages that you're personally passionate about, and so on. And if you're not particularly passionate about vegan sausages, no offense to vegans, but if that's not your bag, then you might. I can see, you might think it might not be the right way for you to go. I don't know.
I love to experiment. The Mexican chorizo was a request. The English bangers, they were a request from somebody up in Puerto Viejo.
Yeah.
The lamb merguez, which is absolutely my favorite one now.
Yeah.
That was a request.
That's awesome. So that's all like people request, hey, can you do this or can you do that? And you're like, well, I can try, see how it goes, and if it works out, then then you add it to your roster.
Right. And boerewors, which is South African. I was doing a market one day and somebody asked me about it. I didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know how many South African people were in this country. It's surprising.
Yeah, I know a few. I know the Rafiki Safari Lodge guys. Down. Yeah. They're about the only ones. I do remember like a couple around the Santa Teresa, Malpais area a while back. But
that's I go down. So Los Delfines and Tambor in that area.
Yeah.
So I go, and I'll be going next week again. But Santa Teresa, that's, from me, it's about 2.5 hours or so.
Right.
But I run down there. I mean, I've got customers down there for sure.
Yeah.
But I stumbled upon this wonderful place called Cook's. I don't know if you know it. It's a smoked barbecue place.
No, I don't. Where? That's in Santa Teresa.
Santa Teresa.
Okay.
So he's a fantastic guy. Best pulled pork I've ever had in my life.
Right.
But he's got this massive smoker. So I take all the andouille down and he smokes it. Well, he can do he does 100 kilos at a time for me.
Yeah.
But he could probably fit 150 kilos in this smoker. It's massive with these rotating trays. But I mean, I'm down there probably every 6 weeks. It's just funny you mentioned that, but you know, that's another spot that I love going. I love going down there.
Oh, absolutely. I will. I don't know if you know him already, like a Canadian guy called Aaron. He's in Santa Teresa. He has a restaurant. He has a sushi place, and
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
What's it called?
Oh man, what's this sushi place called? I can't remember. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, okay.
It's quite new. He you know, that bad time kind of opened up just before COVID, and then, you know, had to close down for a long time, and it's in the process of reopening up again. But I was telling him, because I'm doing another one of these with him actually in the next few days, and so I was telling him about you, and so hopefully you're down there, hook up with him, because he's a big food guy, and he'll definitely know cooks and those guys without doubt. So he probably knows your sausages.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to send me that later, because I'm going to go down there probably on Thursday this week.
Oh, I certainly will. I'll give you his contact details.
Awesome.
Awesome. That's good. So okay. So the last question I just wanted to ask you is, what advice would you give to anyone looking up to start a business in Costa Rica? I mean, I know your kind of thing started almost accidentally, organically, but you know, what would you say to someone looking at you know, doing the same thing?
The same thing, just for any business.
Yeah, not necessarily going into going into direct competition, but yeah.
No, there's other guys doing it too. But anyhow, for me, I think it's you need to come and, I don't know that you can come and have a predetermined idea if you're going to sell a food product. If you're just starting something, yeah, maybe, but I think it's a very niche thing. You hear a lot of, you know, everybody's going to come and do maybe yoga or do this or do that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those things. And I think if you find, it's like that anywhere, you find the need that people have and fill it.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. I mean, to come and be a me too, unless you're spectacular, I don't know. I mean, I think you really need to just find something that is missing. Like you.
I mean, you found Italian sausages missing in Playa del Coco, and
exactly. So, you know, and it's different here because there's a lot of expats that they're missing something from back home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is, but you know, it's difficult to get stuff here, and if it is here, the price is very high, generally speaking, if it's imported.
Right.
So one thing, and I still to this day cannot figure it out, you could probably make a small fortune if you would fly down sweet corn in the fall, like August, September, you know, whenever it's ready and abundant.
Right.
There's no sweet corn here.
Yeah.
It would be great. But anyhow, that's sort of what I mean by the niche. Sorry, my power was going to die.
That's okay. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, just look. You know, it's like just sort of like little niches that you think that it might not be worth setting up a business over. Suddenly find themselves as businesses and snowballing.
Right. You know, I don't have a business degree or anything like that. I've been in sales all my life.
Right.
So I'm sure that plays a part of it, but
I think, I guess, I mean, with you, I think it's about, you know, the quality and passion. You're passionate about about what you do, and that spreads word of mouth, and it just grows organically that way. But you can't give that as advice as someone, you know, do that, because you never know what's gonna take off or not.
No, that's exactly it. Who knows?
Yeah,
You could try 5 different things and the 7th one hits.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, you need patience for sure. You need to gain people's trust. Um, Obviously, a good product, that's paramount.
yeah.
Um, and it's not really so much the customer's always right, even though that's what you're sort of told. But if there's a beef, generally they are right.
Right.
So I just had the other day where somebody had a quiet, not a complaint, but a concern. And, it's like, okay, I'll check it out. And I'm pretty sure I left an ingredient out. So what do? You replace it
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's just it.
yeah.
They're a very good loyal customer, and I think I left the salt out. I don't know how I did it, but I think I did.
Yeah,
But
I guess it's called being human,
well, and the busier you are, the more is going through your head.
Yeah.
That's when mistakes happen. So I had
But
mentioned
it's great.
earlier.
It's great you did that. I mean, that's just quality of service there. I mean, because the product that you sold them was slightly different from what they were used to. They mentioned it, and so you just swapped it out. That's how it should be.
Well, that's what I would expect from anybody I bought from,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I don't want anybody to be upset. I want everybody to enjoy it. And, if we make some money along the way, great.
Absolutely.
That's, you can never be embarrassed about making money either.
Oh no, not at all. I mean, you've got a good
So
quality, have a good price point, and
that's it.
sell it at what it's worth.
Yep, for
It's
sure.
absolutely. So if I
So,
want, if I wanted to buy some sausages from you, how would I get hold of you? Let's talk a bit about your contact details. How can people get to the sausage
so
guy, and how does
right
it work?
now, if you go on Facebook, we're under the Sausage Guy CR.
Right.
Other than that, it is a simple text or a WhatsApp to 8663-1295.
Okay.
Apparently, my daughter said we're now on Instagram, but I don't have that on my social media platform.
Oh, cool.
I have to get.
If you are on Instagram, we'll start sharing your stuff.
I need to get together with her to find out how it works because I've never been on it in my life. So I'm counting on her. But yeah, that's for right now. That's it. As I'm allowed more time to get into the more administrative part of it, we'll do a lot of different things. But there's only so many hours in a day, and
Yeah.
that's a critical one that you need to do. But making it and getting it out there is the big thing right now. But with the things that are on the horizon, I think we're going to do just fine. And
Yeah.
a lot of people will know about us that don't know about us now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for for taking the time to chat to us today.
No, thank you.
It's
My pleasure.
No. I mean, as I said, we've been trying to chat for some time, and we've heard about you for some time, and as I said, we're putting together this series of expat doing cool things here in Costa Rica and further afield in Central America, and you definitely fall into that category. So
Well, thanks.
It's been great chatting to you.
Likewise.
Okay.
And when I come out and see Nell, I'll drop off some bangers for you.
Oh, please do, man. I'm all about that.
Double ground homemade breadcrumbs inside of them.
Oh man.
They're just you'll see. You'll see. They are authentic. So
I'm looking forward to them already.
All right.
All right then. Well, thanks so much then, Rob. Cheers.
Okay. Thank you. Right. Cheers. Why didn't somebody already do this?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're not stupid like me.